Hello friends, presenting an unusual case today is a young female with the history of dyspnea, and she had blood pressure which was quite low on both the upper limbs, and the lower limb blood pressure was little high, and this was a patient with the Takayasu aortoarteritis where CT scan was done, and it showed the subclavian artery involvement, bilateral involvement of left CCA, and there was no renal artery involvement, so that's why there was no much hypertension in this patient. Documented thickening of the aorta, which indicated a Takayasu aortitis, and she's had treatment. Her echo done about 2 or 3 years back, which showed ejection fraction to be reduced, and it was all thought because of an aortic regurgitation and possibly myocarditis associated with the aortoarteritis. We did her echo, and her LVEF was not as good, and you can see the tracking on the lateral wall is not perfect, but you still see the GLS is about less than 10 and ejection fraction is about 40%. Here what we see is that the LV is dilated and is hypocontractile with again mild LV systolic dysfunction. So far so good, and then we did a color Doppler on LVOT view, and we initial impression was something like mild to moderate aortic regurgitation till we went ahead and that's a parasternal long axis view. Again, there is suspicion of a mild to moderate at the best aortic regurgitation. Then let me skip this. Then we have foot short axis view. In the short axis view, you can actually see two cusps, and they are thin. The third cusp is not very clearly visualized, and we zoomed it, but some expect something, but at least we did not expect aortoarteritis because there wasn't any thickening of the aortic valve, right? But when we did a CW Doppler across that, and we saw a rapid deceleration of aortic regurgitation, which was unexpected even with the LV ejection fraction and LV EDP being raised, you had a rapid deceleration which suggested a severe AR. Notice the amplitude of AR versus amplitude of density of the forward flow. They are the same. This again indicates a severe aortic regurgitation, and that was the clincher, and you see it's a torrential backward flow. I think sometimes you can call it a to and fro kind of flow in the descending aorta, and I didn't need to do it, but still as a ritual you can see a marked pan-diastolic reversal of flow which indicated severe aortic regurgitation. So we are talking of a patient where severe aortic regurgitation. Let's have a look at the 5-chamber view again, and where did we miss up wrong? Let's see. Let me go frame by frame, and oh, right. So this is the frame of a forward flow. This is the frame where you have aortic regurgitation. Because the aortic regurgitation is so large and it's not having a high velocity, signals only this portion, but otherwise you see this entire LVOT is filled by aortic regurgitation. This is the severest possible form of an aortic regurgitation or a to and fro phenomena. We relooked at the valve, and for you look at, there is a kind of an absent valve, and this is again you see on a zoomed view, you don't see a valve here, you see one cusp, that's a right coronary, and you see this non-coronary, the left coronary cusp you don't see. Okay, so what it could be, we had described a similar patient in the past where we had a fetal echo and there was a to and fro movement across the aortic valve indicating severe aortic regurgitation. You can see it here. And this we described as we did an autopsy, and we described an absent left coronary cusp in this, the non-coronary cusp in this patient. Comparison, you can have a look at a good looking triopulmonary valve. This was thickened valve and the absent valve leaflet. And we know there are less than 30 cases reported in literature of an absent aortic valve, and isolated absent single leaflet is very rare. 3 cases in a neonatal period and 1 in adult had been reported, and we reported this as the first case in the fetal circulation. So I presume this case, what I presented to you, is almost similar to an absent one cusp of aortic valve. Rare, isn't it?